What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Way Too Wifey podcast. I'm your host, respectfully, Gabby, and in this podcast, we talk all about dating and relationships in this modern day. Today, I have a very special guest, Alex. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
She is the inventor, like how would you say it? Founder of Amori Dating app. And I wanted to bring her in, talk all about dating apps, dating online versus dating in the wild. Maybe there's some pointers. I just had a TikTok that I talked about how awful dating online is, and like Hinge and all of like the mainstream dating apps are awful. So maybe you can give some clarity on how Amori is different and how you got started.
Sure. So, my name is Alex. I studied computer science at Stanford, and when I was there, I was doing a lot of research on like different apps and building a bunch of different apps. And there was one class where I got really into like dating apps as a topic. Like I did a bunch of psychology research on dating apps and how they affect like real life behavior. Basically, I was saying it makes you lazy.
Yeah. My whole rant was like everyone is lazy as fuck online.
Yeah. So I learned all about like choice paralysis and how like using dating apps just makes you feel like you have so many options that you end up not picking anybody. And then also,
so true.
And these days, like people are traveling more, and so it just always feels like there's endless options to choose from. And I was also someone who used them a lot and traveled a lot and felt the effects on myself. And I use them a lot to connect with people socially, and I really enjoy meeting new people, but I never felt like they helped me like form a deeper connection with someone.
Not at all.
And so that's when the pandemic started and I was trying to still use them, but it felt off because like I couldn't meet up with anyone in person. At the time I was like still paranoid about COVID, and people kept trying to meet up with me, and I kept being like, I don't really want to meet up right now, but like we can
great
talk.
As that sounds.
And that was exactly. And that was when I kind of, it was, I mean, I wouldn't say it was an epiphany, but it was like, oh yeah, guys don't really want to just talk to me. Like they want to physically.
Yeah. And at that time you had to do it in someone's home too, which is weird. I feel like for the first day, I don't want to go to someone's house and hang out.
Right. And then also that was when Love is Blind came out. I don't know if you've seen that show, but I binge watched it. And after watching it, I was like, I got to make an app that helps you like connect better and make it blind. And then also there's a lot of psychology research about how when you're anonymous with someone, you become a lot more vulnerable.
Wait, so it's anonymous. I actually don't know like the concept of Amori. Can you?
So the concept has been changing a little bit, but the main concept is it's audio focused. So the goal is to connect by having real conversations and actually talking to people instead of like the endless texting and ghosting and all this stuff. Okay. But then there's another part. There's like a section of the app where you can do like kind of Love is Blind style call. But the difference is it's not like completely blind because you can only talk to people that you already liked. So it's like you have a section where you like people's photos, but when you get the match, they're anonymous and you don't know which one it is out of the people that you like.
Oh my God, wait, that's such a good idea.
And then to reveal them, the only way to do it is to do a blind audio call, and then after the call you can reveal each other. So it makes you like focus more on their personality and all this stuff instead of judging them based on their profile and keep thinking to yourself, oh, there's like so many other profiles I can look at.
So there's I love this idea. This is so good. Have you had any like success stories?
Yeah, we've had at least 3 couples. I mean, this is what we know based on like people who told us.
Yeah.
But like with a lot of them, it started off similar that like they would call each other in the app and they would keep calling each other like every day.
So at what point? You said when they call.
At one point do they call?
Yeah, like at what point do they call?
So first they get the match and then they can message each other as much as they want, but typically you kind of want to see who it is. So you're like, okay, let's do a call to like get this over with. Let's like reveal each other. So usually people plan a call. They'll be like, are you free tomorrow night or whatever? And then they call each other. That's when you know. Yeah. And our calls are always
Is it any video or just audio?
No video. Because we really want it to be focused on the conversation and not superficial, if that makes sense. Like, and especially I think for girls, it becomes like tedious to put on makeup before every time you want to talk to someone. And this way people end up spending hours talking with each other. Like our average call time is like half an hour. Like
really,
people will be on the phone or on the app talking for hours. We also have a part of the app where you can meet people in a group. It's like we call it a virtual bar, and it opens in the evening.
Wait, that's so cool.
So there we also have a lot of people making friends and people who met up in person and like are actually like really good friends now.
Why is this needs to be like really the main dating app?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Let's cancel him. And on the other dating apps, right? Mm-hmm. What has your experience been on the other dating apps?
Well, I really view them as connector apps more than anything. Yeah. Like their goal is to get you on a date in person.
Right.
I think the difference with our app is our goal is to get you talking for a while. And like, right. This is like also part of like, okay, part of being a woman on a dating app is like, you have to vet out like the fuck boys. You have to figure out who's actually looking to get to know you and who's like trying to just like bang.
And it's hard because you don't know right away either. You have to kind of, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to figure that out. So yeah, right. It's tough.
And like, I do agree that getting in person is really good in the sense of like you'll figure a lot more like about the person when you're in person. Mm-hmm. But there's also there's a lot of advantages to calling people before you meet up. And this is like also something people started doing a little more during COVID. But what it does is it really vets out the people that like it filters out the people that are not serious. Filters people that are not serious also, and crazy. Yeah, you can really quickly first get a sense of what the person's like, and if you will like waste time on a date with them and like hate it.
And also the fact that people aren't calling beforehand, that just amazes me. I would never go on a date with someone that I didn't talk to on the phone.
And the reason why is because it's just taboo. Like it's like you're like, oh, I don't think the other person would want to do a call, so I'm not going to call them because it comes off a little too aggressive. Right. But when you're on a platform where that's the expectation, everyone is down to do it. Right. So that makes the biggest difference. When it's like an audio first app, it's like everyone's already talking. So like that's the whole premise, and so it doesn't feel weird. But yeah, the other advantage of it, if you're a woman, is like people really like the fact, not just women, everyone who's like on our app is like a lot more intentional about the dating that they're doing. Like they're actually trying to get to know each other, because it would be weird to be like, oh, let's meet in person before you even did a call on our app. So that's why people really like it. It's only like people really trying to be a little more serious about it.
Yeah, and I feel like honestly, if you think about it, the guys that are on this app aren't gonna go to this specific app just to hook up. Like this is not a hookup app, but any other app, it's very lazy. You go through so many people and then, you can text whatever. I feel like people are so ballsy when it comes to texting, but as far as like getting on the phone and actually having a conversation is completely different.
Right.
Okay, so is there any tips that you can give someone before getting online and like making a profile and dating online?
As an experienced online dater. No, both as a
online dater. Do you use Amori?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
It's a little weird using my own app because it's like a weird power dynamic. Like, hey, I am so desperate that I made an app and now you're matching with the CEO. No, it's not that it's not the same, but I use it a lot in the group rooms because it's like a great way to make friends and help them.
Has that ever like turned someone off in like the sense that like you can pretty much view whatever they're doing?
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes if I'm talking to a guy, they'll download the app, but they barely use it, and I know it's because they know I'll see
I would
it.
feel a little weird about
but yeah, what was I gonna say? So advice for someone on a dating app, I think you shouldn't judge too hard, but also you should know what's important to you. Like for me, it's like I become a lot more like I look for very specific things, like very specific indicators of if the person is a good fit for me.
Okay.
Like for example, banter is super important to me. So if someone can't,
we talked about this before.
If someone's not funny in the first like I'm not gonna judge too hard in the first few messages, but if it doesn't become funny within like the first few days of texting, then
really. It's like, but what if they're just not a good texter?
Then I'll tread with caution, and maybe I'll meet up with them if everything else seems good, and I'll see if in person maybe they're funny. But that's just an example of like the way that you can. Okay, another indicator is like, for example, if they're liking your bikini photo instead of any other thing, that's like also a red flag.
Yeah.
And then I've really started to use filters more. For specifically, like I care about someone being Jewish, so I like put that as a filter.
Oh, so you guys have filters on Amori?
On Amori, we don't yet because we don't have enough users to filter have filters. Okay, but we will. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I think something that's interesting is the what you're looking for filter, the one on Bumble.
Yeah. Oh, I don't.
There's like the I don't know yet. You don't use Bumble?
No.
Bumble. How come?
Because I think that it's like I don't like the fact that women have to make the first move online. Like, that bothers me. Like, why can't they say something? You know what I mean?
I actually have had the best luck with Bumble.
I've heard that, and I just really don't. I don't want to go there.
I think the reason why I've had the best luck with Bumble is typically it draws the guys that like aren't on every dating app, because they're like, they're not trying to just hit on a ton of girls, so they're just like, oh, it'd be nice if a girl just messages me. At the same time, it could be a bad thing because they're lazy. Yeah. But like for me, like I've met people on there that are like, oh, I've never used dating apps before, and usually that's the best type of.
So guys go to Bumble first, you think?
In my experience, a lot of them do. Tinder also. Okay. Like a weird advantage of Tinder is because it's like the biggest dating app. You have all kinds of people on there and people that are not really using the app.
Oh God, it just it just screams dirty to me.
You just have to be smart about the people. But Hinge,
I don't like that there's not filters on Tinder.
Hinge has never worked well for me. I don't know why.
Really? Well, yeah, no, me neither. Yeah, no, I feel like the hardest part with Hinge, I'm not really sure about the other ones, but the fact that everyone is from out of town, like literally everyone is just visiting out of town and wants a tour guide. I'm like, please.
On Hinge? I feel like that's on Tinder.
No, on Hinge. Like everyone that I'm like, oh, this person's so attractive. I'm like, next level. They're always from out of town. I'm like, I know right away you're not from Miami because there's not this cute of men. But yeah, that's just been my experience.
How's the dating been here for you?
Literally awful.
Is that why you started a podcast?
Well, yeah. After my last breakup, I really went through a lot of I just started dating around a lot, and it made me like learn so much about myself and like also what I'm looking for specifically. And I feel like all of the lessons that I've learned, I've wanted to just share. People are taking well to it. To me, sometimes feels like common sense, but a lot of times I'll post something and they're like, oh my God, I really needed this today.
Right.
Like,
I have that too.
That, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we post like same dating stuff.
Yeah. Back to the Miami thing. So like now that you're dating here, but is it that you're looking for something serious, or are you like trying to just enjoy and date?
I mean, I'm definitely open to something serious. I think that like I've been in the streets for a long time now. It's hard in Miami to find something serious because I feel like every male here is looking for his bag. Like he's so focused on chasing the bag and partying. Like those are his main focuses. And there's so many beautiful women in Miami that it's like he feels like he has so many options, or like maybe he's insecure about his financial situation, so he doesn't want to commit to anyone because he's not able to provide what she wants, or like that's just like what I've noticed.
When you say chasing the bag, you mean he's trying to make money?
Yeah.
But isn't everyone trying to make money in every city?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I feel like here it's definitely more expensive than a lot of other cities, and I feel like, I mean, realistically, this city is very like hustle culture and party.
Interesting. I feel like it's really about the context of like the amount of fun you can have. Like I left the country for 4 months in June, and I was in like Israel, London, Dubai, and like it was so interesting comparing the dating culture. Like it's funny because dating here, I literally thought this was normal. Like because I was used to dating college guys anyway, so I was like, oh, like guys are just all like not serious.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was like typically the case, but when I left the country, I realized like so many more guys out there are serious and looking for relationships, and it's just the context of Miami that, and it's like obviously maybe that should have been,
but it's not even just Miami. I feel like that's like throughout the U.S. I just feel like we have some very damaged people that are just trying to like cope by moving to different girls, and like that's
I also think it has to do a lot with hookup culture and the standard that women set of like how easy it is to get to sleep with them.
Yeah.
I made
that's another thing that I want to change. If I can, like, that's like one of the biggest things that I would want to like help change is that, like, of course you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's your body, right? But like we give it away like, I'm speaking for myself as like a younger me. I feel like women in general just give it away so easy that it's like, let's raise the respect a little bit. Like, let's make them chase that a little bit more. So when we do want to settle down, there's actually guys that are like wanting to do that, because right now they can get whatever they want right now because it's easy to get, and then they don't have to commit. So why would they want to settle down?
Yeah, I made a TikTok about this, how I was like interviewing people when I was traveling and trying to understand the dating cultures, and like a big thing I kept hearing from guys, especially in like Italy and Israel, is that the women in their country are really difficult and hard to please. And when I heard that, and then also I observed that these guys were way more investing in dating, like taking girls out seriously, and they were way more open to a serious relationship, is because the women set the standard of like, I'm not going to sleep with you till the 7th date kind of thing. And I agree that sexual experience is important, but like I think we're shooting ourselves in the foot by like being so supportive of sexual liberation. I think is like,
come on, raise the bar a little bit. We're here to raise the bar. No, I totally agree. I have had so many people from out of this country respond to my TikToks like, dating in America sounds like the biggest nightmare. I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah, the culture here is really, and that's what we're trying to fix with Amori, is like trying to get the people, trying to like
suck them in,
trying to reach the right kind of audience that they all like. And that's why I think the community on our app grew so much, is because people really resonate with each other. Like they go on the app and they like, a lot of the time the discussions about dating are like their experiences and like how difficult it's been. And it's like, in addition to being a place to find someone, it's also a support system that you can like get advice from people, give advice. You can like share your difficulties with each other, and so that's really powerful too.
I feel like that just like is building a community of people with the same, I feel like when you have the same difficulties, it's going to bring you closer together. To wrap things up, what is the biggest or the best dating advice that you've ever gotten, or that you've ever learned and can give someone else?
I think attachment styles would be the top one for me. Like I read the book Attached, and
oh my god, game changer! You have to read this book.
But like once you understand your attachment style and like attachment behaviors, that's
what's your attachment style?
Anxious. What's yours?
I'm like kind of all over the place. I've like have like a very balanced in between all of them. It really depends on which situation I'm in. But I think I lean a little bit more towards anxious.
I lean towards anxious, but with the right person, I'm very secure. Like I actually recently had an experience with a guy who like made me feel the most secure I've ever felt, and I didn't have any anxiety around him, and that was when I was like, that's what I need.
He was probably secure.
He was
trigger anxious.
He didn't like take forever to reply, and he didn't like disappear out of nowhere. Like a lot of people, they're not consistent, but he was so consistent that it made me comfortable. But like understanding what you need in a relationship to make you feel comfortable, and then also understanding like there's the part that was saying like, don't let them dictate like how much you interact in a relationship. Like you'll attract an avoidant if you're like trying to be the cool girl and not telling them what you need in the beginning. That's like the most important part, is to tell them what you need and see if they can
if they can't match that, then move the fuck on.
Exactly. Is like, see what they need compared to what you need, see what they can give, and if they can't give you what you need, then like don't waste time, because it's not going to improve.
Period. All right. Well, plug yourself. Where can people find you?
And so I'm on TikTok, Alex Weitzman. And then I'm also, we have a meme page on Instagram, COVID-19 Dating.
Oh, okay. That's you guys.
That's us. Yes.
I was wondering.
And then also our app, Amori, is on iOS on the App Store. And we also have a TikTok, Let's Talk Amori, where we interview people on the street, and Instagram.
I love that it's only iOS. Stick to the iPhone.
Yeah, a lot of people were telling me that should be the concept, is just dating people with blue bubbles.
We never talk to an Android. I love that. All right, well, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining. If you could hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week.
Thanks for having me.